5 Questions with LeRoy Butler. Now, here's Tom Silverstein.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to 5 Questions with LeRoy Butler. And let me just start out by saying this may be the one where the episode where you have to calm me down instead of me having to calm you down, because I am just pulling my hair out at some of the things that I'm seeing out there.
Yeah, please stay tuned for X's and O's.
I am beside myself in terms of what's wrong with this team. You know, you can't, losing your 13.5-point favorites and you lose at home.
That's why I don't bet. Yeah. Well, I don't have any money to bet.
It's a good idea.
Because you would think at some point when to lose one, one, or tie or whatever, and then you're still in first place. God is good. But put that to the side for the moment. You know how they say the elephant in the room, nothing against elephants. Let's get to the 4th and 8 stuff. Tell me when it was 4th down.
4th and 8?
Yeah. Tell me your thinking about that.
Okay, so they lose 5 yards on one of those ridiculous wide screens, smoke screens, whatever you want to call those.
Not
screens.
The one that 83 fumbled.
No, that was earlier. This time,
I'm just saying that was a screen too.
I think Emmanuel Wilson, and he loses 5, right?
Yes. Okay.
You know, another one of those I don't get screens. And okay, so now it's 4th and 8, 4th and goal. At
4th and goal.
Okay.
They could get a first down.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. 4th and 8 at the 13.
Yeah.
Right.
Or at the 12, whatever.
Okay.
So now the decision.
So you trail them by a touchdown. There's 11 minutes left. Kick a dang field goal. 4th and 8. How many people have really solid 4th and 8 plays in their playbook?
Yeah.
I don't know, especially down there, and you've shown you can't really throw the ball against this team. You should be running it. They should have run it like 3 straight times down there with Josh Jacobs.
Yeah.
What else do you want to know?
Here's the thing, though. I have 2 thoughts on it.
Okay.
And I'll try to merge them.
All right.
Not to bore the audience. Let's go all the way back. Remember Tom Brady came up in here, threw 3 picks, and we had him championship game. And Matt chose to kick the field goal.
Yeah.
And Packer Nation went ballistic. Why don't you go for it? Different circumstances in the way?
Very different, because there's far less time left.
Totally different.
In the game, right.
But he kicked the field goal, assuming we can get the ball back, and now we're going for the winning touchdown.
Right.
So you learn from these things. If you're going to do that, though, go for it. 4th and 8. Live with it. Don't say it was a bad call. Don't do like Detroit do. Because, and the reason why I say that is, if I was Matt, I wouldn't have told the media it was a bad call. Hey man, they get paid too. We just didn't execute. Because now I don't want to confuse my locker room when I'm gonna go for it. Either I'm gonna take the brakes out the car Detroit, or I'll keep the brakes in, and every now and then I'll be a little unpredictable, but that can confuse your team.
Yeah, that's a good point.
If you're going to be aggressive. We got you. We support whatever decision you make.
Right.
But if you're going to second guess it, call timeout. Let's talk about it.
Right.
Even though our kicker is a little shaky, that's really close. He'll probably make that.
Yeah.
And you're thinking get halfway, those little things they be touching. If I kick this, assuming we call timeout, and me and you are the coaches,
right?
I'm gonna say, Tom, can you stop these boys, man? Because I'm gonna kick a field goal. If you can stop them, then we'll be going for the winning touchdown to win it all. Yeah. If you say, man, I don't know if we can stop number 5, Rico Dowdle.
Right.
I'm gonna go for it, okay?
Yeah.
Are you? Yes.
I totally agree with you.
That's the conversation we would have had.
Yes, and you're right. That does send a message to the locker room that, okay, it's indecision, okay, it's my fault. You're right. You do want to say, I trust my quarterback.
Yes, 100%.
I have a great play. I trust my offensive line. It didn't work out. I trusted my defense to hold. Yeah. I also think there's ways you show trust in your team, and one of those is give the damn ball to Josh Jacobs. Like, 100%. Tell your offensive line, we're running it. We get inside the red zone, we're running it. We're not throwing these dinky, stupid passes, to the sideline. We're gonna, jam it right down their throats. And that's what your offensive linemen like. And you have an offensive line that should be able to do that, and they don't. So I think there's a lot of things.
To your point, that's what Carolina did. They took, and they had a couple of injuries on the offensive line.
Not a couple. They had one starter left on their.
That's what I'm saying. So you think we destroy these guys?
Right.
They got one wide receiver. They went to what we call U personnel. They just ran the ball.
Yeah.
He was 11 for 20, 102 yards. I guarantee you somebody on that staff telling the play caller, why are you throwing the ball? We're getting 6 yards a clip.
Right.
So, you know what? I see the way the game's going. I'm going to do the same thing. So it would have been the Rico against Josh Day. And let it figure it out.
Exactly. And I don't really have a problem with the defense holding them to 16 points.
Oh, if you do that, you go to the Super Bowl.
They didn't let Bryce Young hurt them. They were so afraid of Micah Parsons, they just threw the ball on 3-step drops all game long. They pretty much did it contain until that last drive, and then a huge mistake on that 19-yard run by Rico Dowdle, which will show what happened there. That was a killer. But, if you hold a team to 16 points, you should win.
100%.
Right? It doesn't matter who it is.
Anything in the teams, your defense is not only a top 2 or 3 defense, but you're definitely going to the Super Bowl because you think your offense can score 21 points.
Yeah.
But I'll say this, though, injury-wise, before we talk about Tucker Kraft, if they're going to do it to where getting 95 back, to me, Wyatt was a big plus. Because coming into the game, a lot of people know that. I would say this, I bet you the South and the North Carolinas, if you poll those people, they don't even know who the head coach of the Carolina Panthers are. They're not a terrible team. 4-4.
Yeah, 5-4 now.
5-4. So, and they only got really one weapon, number 5. Stop him. Remember we did that to Barry Sanders? We stopped Barry Sanders, make the quarterback have a career day.
Right.
And that should have been the game plan.
Yeah.
And they, like I said, they played 25 carries for 130 and 2 touchdowns.
You have to stop that. And I tend to think that they play scared with their corners, or half the league gets scared about bringing people up to the line of scrimmage and just, stopping the run with 8 guys because he's worried about exposing his corners, against Tedero McMillan. But he weren't facing Jamar Chase,
No.
It wasn't T. Higgins.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I don't want to put too much on Halfley because I think they did enough to win. But the offense is just, I don't know what to make of that.
Something's missing.
Yeah.
And here's where not having the guy, Tucker Kraft was an ascending player, and I feel terrible for him because he's in a contract extension year, which they'll still do that. But a lot of people don't know this, but Musgrave was a second-round pick.
Yes.
And the guy has a huge wing. I'm a big fan of his because he's a big, tall guy, big wingspan, he has speed, and so they'll be able to be okay with that. Do they sign another tight end? Because they have to have multiple tight ends with him in 86.
They do, but Musgrave's going to be their guy. And how many teams can lose a Tucker Kraft and have a Luke Musgrave available to replace him? Now, things change. You can't use Musgrave the same way you use.
No.
He's not the same blocker.
He's a receiver.
He's a receiver.
Yeah.
Yes. So now you have to find a way to exploit him, and then these things happen. Like the year. So if you lose Rashawn Gary for a year, well, then somebody else gets a chance and gets to play.
Yes.
And so now Musgrave's going to play. And next year, if he has a big year, you're going to have two, game-ready tight ends who could be a huge part. So I think losing Tucker Kraft hurts, but I don't think it ends the season by any.
Well, if you can get Jalen Reed back at the designated time with a few games to go, fine. But something else in his offense, and I want to talk about Jordan Love for a second, because after what he did to Pittsburgh, Carolina said, okay, he had 360 yards, 3 touchdowns, and completed close to 70% of his passes. We're going to play cover 2 and 4 all game.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully he is impatient and throw us a pick.
Yeah.
And that's what the philosophy was.
Yeah.
But it still looked like the offense, because yes, they are in love with the screen for whatever reason. But I'm always waiting for the fake screen 9 route because the guys are not blocking. Matter of fact, the last few games, by the time the ball gets to the receiver, they're knocking guys into Savion Williams. It causes a fumble. That was a bad fumble. They were 1 for 5 in the red zone. I mean, it was, I think 7 for 13 on third down, which is pretty good. It was one of the tops in the league. But that was a bad fumble at that point.
You don't have, great blocking type wide receivers. You do have Christian Watson's a good blocker.
Yeah.
You and I were talking about this earlier. Dontavian Wicks is a really good blocker.
Yeah.
He's, off and on is a good blocker. Romeo Dobbs not a great blocker. Matthew Golden's not a great blocker. That's why it just blows my mind that they're so focused on that and so focused. I like Savion Williams, but you've got some other guys you got to get the ball to. Anyway,
well, you can fake it to screen and give a draw, but you're not using Josh Jacobs enough.
What do you think about the offensive line? So let's talk about putting Sean Ryan at left guard after.
But he's normally a right guard.
That's all he's played, this year. So then why wouldn't you put Jordan Morgan at left guard? Because he's played the left side his entire college career, and he played some left guard in training camp.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you're on something with that.
That was just weird to me. We talked about that in our podcast.
95 and 99.
Oh, man. Derek Brown was destroyed.
That guy I know the Packers know this because they do their homework. This guy was highly talented. But they were at times pressuring. There were Jordan. I mean, I think they sacked him once, but a few times they got him off his spot. And when you can just rush forward, guess who does that, Tom? Philly.
Philadelphia, yes.
Philly does that.
Yeah.
They got 2 big tackles, and I think they have the smartest linebacker in the league, Zach Bond, number 53. This could have been the same game plan that you could use to beat Carolina, that you could run with that, but not going east and west. You got to go north and south.
If I'm them, I'm really reassessing my offensive line. I'm thinking, okay, how badly do I want Jordan Morgan in the lineup? Yeah. And if I do really want him in the lineup, do I put him at left tackle? No. I mean, Rasheed Walker's not, it's not like you'd be putting down the, Joe Alt or, some massive guy who's one of the best in the league. I don't know. I just wonder if they should put. Well, tell me what you think. Would you put Morgan at left guard, put Ryan back at right? Left tackle.
Yeah.
Put Ryan at right guard, and assuming Banks is healthy.
If Banks is healthy, then I'm going 63 would be my left tackle. Banks would be my left guard. 74 is the center. And then, 75 and 50. And then Jordan Morgan would be the first guy off the bench. As soon as Banks goes out, 77 is my left guard.
Right.
And then if you have any more injuries out for that, you could rotate. And then I would also explore, which I'm sure they have it, I would bring in Belton, 71, bring him in as my tight end with Fitzgerald. I get Fitzpatrick. And I would run the ball.
Yeah.
Who cares if they know it or not?
Yeah, I agree with you.
I would run it in this weather now. I would run number 8 and 23 so much they'll beg me to throw it.
Yeah.
And see what happens off of that.
Right. I mean, you get.
But that's the guys I will go with and see what happens, because sometimes when you're in different positions, different protections, it's different calls when you're in a different position, especially when you played it so much.
Yeah.
So they got to figure that part out. This is Philly on a bye week, by the way.
Right. Belton is really raw, and but I think you're right. If you stuck him in there a few times as a tight end, just ran off his side, he's going to just tell him to pummel some people. He's
just
a
lay
massively strong guy.
Yeah.
So
out there, he's blocking linebackers.
Yeah.
He's not blocking big linemen.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
I do know we do need to look ahead to Philadelphia, because this is a game that, I think this is going to be a defining game as to where this team heads. If they lose it and they play really well and it comes down to a field goal, then I don't think it's a big deal. But if they are outclassed, Barkley has just a huge game, and A.J. Brown goes off, and Dallas Goedert goes off, and they can't block Jalen Carter,
and they just made a couple of trades.
Yeah, too. Jair. They picked up Jair.
They picked up Jair. They picked up the linebacker.
Jalen Phillips.
Yeah, down in Miami.
Good pass rusher.
Yeah, that GM and Philly, man, that guy never. I don't think he's in his office. He's always on the phone.
Yeah.
Because I understand what they do. They try to take it all the way down and get as many players as possible.
Yeah.
Just in case somebody gets banged up. But there is opportunities at the corner position to go down the field.
Absolutely.
But if you get them in, they got one of the best, Cooper DeJean, who I thought was going to be a Packer. They got players, but there are opportunities. They're not playing the best. But
the Eagles have their own problems.
Yes.
Their offense has been really shaky.
Because they're letting the players kind of dictate it. Because if you don't throw the ball to A.J. Brown, it's an issue.
Yeah.
Devontae Smith, he's playing. He just plays. But the tight ends have been an issue defending them this year, even with going back to McBride against Arizona. This week they didn't really worry about a tight end. But see, like everybody got a tight end that can do some things. And we're going to talk about the Tush push. You know this.
Yeah.
You know this. It's going to come up because it'll be headlines. The Packers wanted the team to try to get rid of it. Well, guess what? If you go back, when they defended them down in Brazil, they had a Tush push pass, but they missed it.
Yeah.
They had it waiting for the Packers.
Yeah.
So that's on film.
Oh, and you don't think they didn't hear what Micah Parsons had to say about it a couple of weeks ago when he said that's the only thing they got going on offense.
Well, it's a high percentage-wise, he's right. I mean, you think about it.
He said at the time that might come back to haunt me, but it's going to be a spirited game.
Real quick, before my prediction, I would say this though, Tom. Against Arizona, there's a couple of teams have been doing it too. They have the nose guard turned a little bit.
Yeah,
to where the guys
Minnesota, Brian Flores had his guy almost lie down right in front of the center. Yeah,
brilliant.
It was brilliant.
And against Arizona, when they tried it 4th and 1, half of his guys lower, but when you go low, lift up a little bit, it stopped the linemen in their tracks. The quarterback hits the back of them, and now it's just a push game.
Yeah.
You got to just stop the momentum.
I'll tell you what I would do is I'd have that guy who's lying down there, and then I'd have him bark some signals, but you got to make sure that the officials don't see it because that's against the rules.
Well, they're back now. They're not down there.
Right. So you're that guy, making the call, making them jump off sides.
Hey, whatever works.
Who used to do that? I can't remember if it's John Randall or someone like that.
You said it.
And they outlawed that. Like you can't bark signals that aren't outlawed to try to draw them off sides.
Because now the center can't move the ball and all that. But when you're down there, you got to watch the ball because they're going to go on hard count, they're going to go on quick count.
Yeah.
But when you're down there, the low man wins. But once you're down there, just give a little lift, and they'll run right into the back of him. And then when the tight ends get ready to push, then it's almost like a tug of war thing.
Yeah.
But it's going to come up.
And if I'm LaFleur, I'm in the officials' ear all game long about whether they're leaving early, just to give the officials something to think about. But it's good. This is going to be a tough one. I think the way the Packers are playing, they can't play like they've been playing the last couple of weeks and expect they have to play like they played in the second half of the Steelers game.
I agree. And the last statement for my prediction, I'm going to say this. I told this to a Hall of Famer about 5 years ago, about 3 years ago. I said, your team, and I'm not going to say his team, I said, your team, the reason why they're not winning, the big games or they play down to the level of the team they should probably be. They have great players, but they're not a great team.
Right.
See, you can have great players, but not have a great team.
Right.
And that what makes you do that. When you have the Brett Favre, LeRoy Butler, Reggie Whites, and all this, but the overall team is not great. But when the overall team gets great, you can beat anybody, anywhere, anytime. And I think the Packers are learning that now. Because, you got all these great players individually. But the other guys, when they get on track and playing their best football, they're going to be unstoppable. So that brings me to my prediction. My goal every week is try to score 30 points and hold the opponent to 17. I picked the Packers to get back on track and win it 30 to 17.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty bold.
That'll be one of those games to where you can just circle it and say, this is when we started to play like we're capable of and take you towards the end of the season. Because now it's baked in the cake. You don't get astronomically better and you don't get astronomically worse.
Okay.
After this week, you got to pick it and let's go.
All right. And don't forget to join us for X's and O's because we got two plays you're definitely going to want to look at. And you got
one of them is going to hurt me to my core, but
it will.
It
did already because you looked at it already. All right. And you got a few people you want to thank.
Yeah, of course I want to thank Tostitos. Anytime you're doing chips or dip before the game and you don't want to crash out like I was, make sure you get. They have some in the store, and I actually ordered some for you.
Oh,
I'll bring them next week. I did. I ordered you 4 bags.
Okay, I'm waiting.
And they got like a G on it for the Packers, of course. You can get those at in the Pick and Save Metro Market. Of course, I want to thank Pick and Save. We're getting ready for the. We do this all the time, though, Tom, helping people. Because I was one of those students and kids who relied on the SNAP program, and they don't have it because of the government shutdown. They grew up on welfare. So anytime you can help people, we try to do that. At the register, you can just round up. And while you're in there, ask, do they have some Leap Vodka, of course. I'm going to hook Janet up, too, so don't worry about that. Okay. And again, visit Milwaukee.org. That's why I got my shirt on. Join them. It'll help your company get to the next level. And anyway, if you want to see some comedy, which I needed, go to charliebears.com and find out where he's touring at.
All right. Sounds good. Don't forget X's and O's. See you after the Eagles game.
Bye. Go Pack.